Greetings there, fellow miners and prospectors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, episode 81, Bauxite and Quartz. To give you a reference to how far this is, I have walked so far from here to here, and we need to go, I don't know, 2 or 3 times the distance. It's actually not that bad. Now I look at it. I mean, it's far, but it's not like, it's not absurd. Provided I don't, trip, fall, and go into a crevasse. You can node search for olivine, but you can't density search for olivine. So you have to get within like 6 tiles of it to find it. Whereas density searching, you can density search for ilmenite. So you can find hotspots of ilmenite and go chasing the ilmenite, no problem. But you can't find hotspots of olivine. You just have to get really close to it. So that's why I say it's harder to actively seek out olivine unless you happen upon it through caving and adventuring. Whereas ilmenite, you can just be like, oh, well, I found a 10 parts per 1,000 area of ilmenite. Let me just start excavating, and you'll probably find it sooner or later through effort. Again, everything is chance, but that would be my assessment. Hey, raccoons. Where you going? Going to steal some honey? Yeah, I'll take the rawhide small. It's always nice to make more parchment. So I can't say I remember there being a large forest here. So I feel like this whole area is definitely regen new. Wow, what a tiny bunny. It's a baby hare. Although I've only ever found one deer. What was it? It was a pampas deer, I think I found. And only from a distance because it ran away really, really, really fast. Is there any benefit to caving, like increased chance spawns of resources? So the real benefit of caving is that you can physically just spot resources that you would otherwise have to dig for. So like going into these caves, it's possible that I find, tin or lead or copper or whatever, depending on the depth of the cave. Because digging your own pits costs time, energy, effort, tools, whereas just poking around a cave, you definitely have to be ready for some fighting because caves typically are inhabited by drifters and possibly other things as well. But in caves, you can also find ruins, and those ruins can have, gears and other rare items, or even translocators. There's a whole lot of stuff that you can find in ruins that you would not be able to find if you, or rather underground in caves. If you don't go looking for it, you'll never see it. So I've not done a whole lot of caving just because I've been laser focused on industry. That and I will also say the bronze armor that I have here is probably only good for shallower caves. Once you get into the deeper caves, things start hitting way harder. Tier 3 plus. So my armor will allow me to easily traverse caves that are like a third of the way into bedrock, but like any deeper than that, and I would have to be pretty careful lest I die. And ooh, key. Speaking of dying. Whoa! Okay. That's cool. That was a big bear. Yeah. My armor tops out at tier 2 drifters. And anything higher than that, and I will have a bad time. It's why that that during that temporal storm, the tier 3 drifter brought me down to about half HP. Like, I wasn't... Oh, and now there's wolves. I wasn't at risk of dying or anything, but if I had to fight a group of those, that would be pretty fatal pretty quick. The fact that I'm passing a bunch of pine trees without checking for resin makes you twitch. Yeah, however, I think checking pine trees at night, surrounded by bears and wolves, is gonna make me dead very quickly. That, and I am not close to my base, so even if I did find resin out here, I wouldn't ever come back for it. I'm just too far away from base camp to warrant making the journey twice. So I will likely have to mark down... Why is that a different color? I will at some point have to mark down... Oh, god damn. There's like a giant mountain in my way. Oh, it's weird, just like... What? And that there's a river on top of the mountain? Okay. I will at some point have to mark down new resin trees, because a lot of my resin trees probably got nuked with the world map regen, for better or for worse. You know what? It's shear time. That's a torch. There we go. Yo, branch, get out my way. There is not a weight mechanic for my inventory. It's just a function of slots. I doubt I will need to come out this far for quartz, but if I do, I have it marked. This is a weird, like, gravel mound that is covered in... Oh! Okay. Careful of the step. Covered in pine and larch trees. I would love to get out of this stupid forest. Also, to note, character's getting a little cold. It's negative 29 Celsius. What? Alright, yeah, it's cold out. So super glad I made fur clothing though, but it's it almost looks like it's daybreak. But at some point I might want to pop a fire in order to heat up a bit more. Once I get out of this like terrain mess, it looks like it flattens out here a little bit more. Yeah, it's already warming up. It already went up 4 degrees Celsius in like a minute. Was that peat? No. Oh, there's nickel here. Nickel's not one of the metals you, like, need much of at all. There's a lot of metals in the game that, like, don't serve much of a purpose. Where is, long grass here? I'm pretty close to the bauxite now. Can you eventually make nickel alloyed steels? Let me pause the game and show you. So nickel is an alloy for copper nickel alloys, which is used for some fancy high-level tech stuff that is not likely to come into play for a bit. Alright, you know what? I'm going to make a hobo fire. That's not what I meant to do. Hey, tree. Yeah, very late game crafts. Oh, come on. That's not what I meant to do. No, it doesn't. There's nothing past steel. Steel is the most modern. Wow, I'm really bad at clicking torches. Why won't you light? Fine. Be stubborn. Oh, you can't light trees on fire ever since 1.19? Okay. That's unfortunate, because I was kind of trying to keep myself up by, well, you saw, but apparently it can't. What if I used a fire starter? Would it be the same sort of situation of like, haha, no fire? Is Smokey the Bear, like, taunting me here? Well, thanks to you, man, for the resub. Alright, I got a little dry grass. Yeah, let me get a little bit more, so I can make a fire. I'm tired of looking at the whole shivery shivers, so I'm gonna cut down a small tree and start a small fire. Actually, you know, I have enough sticks. Let's do it now. Small tree. There's not a lot of small here. You're small enough. There we go. Roasty toasty. Warming my body temperature back up to something more reasonable. And I will get the other piece of pine wood that is yo-yoing here. There we go. So that I can make more fires if I need to. There. Now I have my fire starting kit here. Body temperature is... it's fine now. And, oh, actually, I am right where I indicated the bauxite. So there's bauxite here. We're here. I didn't even realize that I had arrived. So somewhere around here, I marked down that there was bauxite. Ah, there it is. The orange stuff. Chunky chunks. So, seems like most of it is up. Is there any bauxite that's closer to the ground? And all in all, how much bauxite am I going to need for the first run? It is 228 of each powdered ingredient. So 228 bauxite stone. But probably more in case of mistakes, failures, etc. Plus, I don't want to come all the way back here, so I'm going to essentially fill my inventory full of bauxite. So the new map styles that they introduced into the game makes it a lot harder to find bauxite through minimap info delving or whatever. If you use the update command that's in the title, it will show you how to run to have traditional maps that will have colors. With that said, it's not really going to help you out in the winter because in the winter everything's white anyway. But if we take a look at my map, over here, where it hasn't been snowed over, you can actually see it's like, oh, that's slate, and that's claystone, or, you know, this is granite, you know, from a glance, really, really easily. So if you're looking for bauxite in your own world, if you're hardcore, go with the new map, which is this old-timey aesthetic out here, but it contains no terrain data, really. Very, very hard to interpret terrain data. Whether that's intentional or not, I have no idea. But I turned that feature off because I'm not that hardcore. I like colors, thank you. I will say it, like, aesthetically, it looks very pleasing, the new map style, but functionally it's pretty worthless compared to the old map style. And then I will need an equal amount of quartz, because each refractory brick is a 1 bauxite, 1 quartz, 2 fire clay, and then if you want to introduce olivine, 1 olivine. But I think what I'm going to do is, for the first batch, I'm just going to do tier 1 bricks for the reasons I stated. The fact that tier 2 bricks really aren't worth the effort. Only tier 3 are, in my opinion. Don't forget to pro pick the area. I will. Let's do that now. Oh, and there's some conglomerate here. Interesting. There's a lot of weird... the area sucks for materials. I can also do a chunk search, or node search, but I don't think it's going to come up with anything sexy. Trace amounts of flint. Yeah, blah. Whatever. They definitely wanted the map to fit the old-timey... I get that. Yeah, I get that it shouldn't look like a satellite map, considering that we're in, like, Middle Ages. But if you consider that you are the map maker, it would make sense that you, the map maker, would denote orange rocks on the horizon in a way that this new styled map does not inform you of, right? Because, like, if you know that you're going to need to make steel, bauxite, it can be pretty difficult to find. I have covered a lot of ground in this series already, and I've only ever found this area for bauxite. So, you know, the fact that... Oh, well. I made a cave so that loud music would go away. So the fact that, like, my map does not really show where bauxite is just feels a little weird. Maybe there's some mods. I haven't checked it out, but maybe there's mods related to my request. So I'm just going to basically almost fill my inventory full of the bauxite and then start running home. I'm just about all the way there. Got plenty of it. Enough for easily more than the first cementation furnace. Just because I don't want to have to run all the way out here again. Anytime soon. So I will fill up this last stack. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's plenty. 8 stacks. What is that, 512? I think I have 512 bauxite now. Or a little bit more, because I'm picking up some that I had not fetched. Okay, homeward bound. I'm surprised my shovel didn't break in that process. And any opportunities to do a little bit more prospecting on the way back would be ideal, because there are some materials that I'm still looking for, like... ooh, that was dumb. I only left home with one stack of bandages. You know, like gold or silver. You know, there's still materials that I've yet to find that would be nice to find. Oh, I'm doing node search. Derp. Good job, me. The game's like, I don't know what you're doing. I mean, technically I can node search here, but that's not what I was interested in. Info log. Really crummy materials. Question for you guys. Well, no, actually... Ooh, hello. Surface copper. Poor quality. I'll mark it down. It's pretty rare that you just, like, happen upon surface copper like that, though. Just like, oh, yep. Revealed. I mean, it happened because of the terrain is so, like, vertical, that it pushed up those nodes. Because if you think about it this way, you think of the world as like a flat layer where the ores and other materials like salt, etc., generate in a flat layer, and then it applies elevation to it. And then if the elevation shoves materials above a normal height, you know, that just is the result of the map terrain generation. So you can have situations where you have like surface materials that would otherwise never be on the surface just because of weird map gen. Like, it's probably hypothetically possible to, if given a, you know, weird enough map generation to have like surface iron, things like that, that just would never happen otherwise. And there's more pretty crummy amounts of nickel here. There's quartz here. So I am going to be needing quartz for the refractory bricks. So since I'm happening upon some quartz, I'm going to stop and fill my inventory as much as I can with the quartz. Oh. Yeah, I'm sort of out of room. Well, that's a problem. Hurts me to throw flax fibers away, but I'm also going to throw my starting stuff away, because I'll just, if it really comes to that, I'll just drop some stuff to get more dry grass. So once I have the quartz and bauxite, I'm going to need to make a pulverizer to be able to pulverize it up into dust and then work that dust into clay bricks for refractory bricks. Fire those bricks and then assemble those bricks with mortar into blocks. It's a process. Might make sense for me to make a mining backpack. Yeah. I really like the generalist backpacks more than the mining backpack, but like having one mining backpack might make sense because generally speaking, I have at least 10 things of a mineral wherever I go, but that's not always true when I go like hunting or whatever. And it's more the fact that like if I had a mining backpack, I would constantly forget to take it off if I wasn't doing things that didn't incorporate mining. So in order to not look like an idiot that keeps forgetting things, it's probably best that I just run without one. So mining backpacks, for those that do not know, the hunting backpacks are the largest general ones that have 6 slots. Mining backpacks have 10 slots, but they can only hold ores, or like things related to stone and mineral. So you can't put, you know, non-stone and mineral in there. So they're really high volume, but they're specialized. You forget that they're on you all the time. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, I'm trying to idiot-proof this because, you know, I don't want to seem like a giant idiot. So the more I idiot-proof, the better. This quartz vein is pretty good. I may even consider, what material do they require? I'll show you. Mining bags require linen, 2 plates, and flax. I don't think they require bismuth brown plates. This is just any plates. So it's you know, it does require 4 ingots of stuff. So it's not a cheap backpack to make. Plus, it requires an entire linen sheet. So they're not inexpensive, but they're highly effective if you're on a mining trip. But for that same cost, you can have 2 lanterns. So it's one of those situations where like, I don't know, I kind of like lanterns. There's still parts of my base that aren't properly illuminated. All right, I'm going to start to make decisions here. So the rawhide's going bye-bye, and then my iron shovel that is basically broken going bye-bye. Because I also want to collect as much of the granite as well, because I'm using granite as a building material back in the base. But I think I actually might have enough quartz back at home to actually make the refractory bricks I need. It's possible. I don't quote me, but I know that I had like a stack and a half or something of quartz. And then with the stack and a half or a few stacks that I have now, I actually might be pushing the 228 required for the first run of steel already. So I happened upon this quartz vein that just keeps going and going is quite nice. Okay. No, I don't have as much as I thought. I mean, it's 3 stacks, but partials. And with any luck, this sounds weird, but with any luck, my iron pick will break, and then it will free up yet another slot. Or I could just throw out whatever remains of... Oh, jeez. Whatever remains of the iron pick to free up another slot. But I don't want to part with too many of my things, because... Pro pick the area? It's not a bad idea. What's the first thing to build with steel? That's a good question. I like picks just because you do a lot of mining in the game, and anything to speed up mining is kind of nice. But, you know, I could see going straight for armor. I could understand that argument. Now, armor is a weird thing, because unlike games like Minecraft, there are some very real penalties. Why isn't this filling up? That's weird. There's some real penalties to wearing, like, steel plate armor. The chief amongst them is you can't heal. Like, at all. And the point I'm trying to make is, like, getting steel armor might sound amazing, but it's... Oh, what the hell is that? Is that the soul of granite? Did I throw granite soul on the ground? Oh, is that clear quartz that won't fit anywhere? No, because I have a stack of clear quartz here. What are you? You little ghost baby. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I would probably say tools. Commonly used tools like picks, pro pick maybe. Pro pick is probably more expensive than you need it to be. It also really depends on what you're doing with your tools. Because if you're chiseling a lot, for instance, you might want, you know, a steel chisel. You know, really depends on what aspects of the game you're focusing on. Yeah, I generally don't go full-fledged steel armor for that reason, because I don't like losing the ability to, like, heal at all, so that you could become, like, a uber tank. But I could understand the argument, both sides of the argument of, like, well, I want to be able to tank everything. It's like, well, that's fine. Cool. I suppose if you got real complicated, you could have a macro to be able to, like, shed your armor quickly and then use bandages and then put your armor back on, but then you would need open slots for that in order to do that, you know, mid-combat. So the way the game works is, like, there's a healing modifier on armor. So my armor, for instance, has a healing effectiveness of minus 10%. So when I'm bandaging myself, technically after combat, if I really wanted to maximize the amount that my bandages bandage, I should take off all my bronze armor, bandage myself, and then put the bronze armor back on. But I only have a healing effectiveness down 30%, which is not terrible. The difference... Oh, yeah, there's 5 durability on my pick. Bye-bye pick. The difference between that and the steel plate armor is healing effectiveness of steel plate armor is 0. So if you try to apply bandages to yourself, it literally doesn't do anything. You will not heal. Which is why if you're dying in plate armor, you can't really fix the situation because you don't have the capacity to heal at all. You have to then run away from the battle in order to start, like, applying bandages. The other problem with steel plate armor is you can't run in it. You basically don't move fast at all in it. So it's definitely one of those situations where it's an armor that you have to be careful with, I guess is my point. There's a rift nearby, and it's spewing out annoyances, so I'm going to start mining over here. So I have space for 3 more regular quartz. Alright, I am full. Let's get away from this rift and get back home. Actually, this partial stack of bauxite. Call me crazy, but I'm going to go back and try to pick up some of the granite, maybe? Oh, no, there is no granite. I'll just leave an empty spot. Might also be able to compress the bowls. Yep, I can compress the bowls. I'll stick around and get another stack. Because I'm gonna have to get the quartz sooner or later anyway, so I'm standing right here. Might as well save myself time and just do it now. Drifters and wolves. It's too bad I have a full inventory, because I would very much like to get some animal fats for the pulverizer. Actually, the pulverizer doesn't really require a lot of animal fats, does it? No, I consider that. So some of the angled gears and axles, in order to run power to it, might require animal fat, but I don't think the pulverizer itself really does at all, other than the one axle that it requires. I kind of wish that this quartz node was too high, because half of what I'm getting is just granite blocks. But it's just a thin strip of quartz. Alright, we still have a little bit more space left, I think. So this is regular and clear. It's funny how unbothered I am, because I know it's a surface rift, so all those drifters are all just surface drifters, which don't really, they're not much threat. But they are making one hell of a cacophony. They just, I don't think, can path to me. But I do have some noise complaints. 62, 63, and 64. Oh, that's a clear one. 64. There we go. I am full as can be. Are you blocking my exit? For real, dude? And I timed it so perfectly that I'm running home in the nighttime. At least I have my trusty shears to be able to blitz through trees now. I kind of wish the shears, given what the shears do, was just a machete. For, like, bushwhacking. Oh, I fell. Because it's more, you more or less use it like a machete. You saw some resin back there? Yeah, I'll be sure to pick it up and put it in my non-existent pockets. Sorry to sass you, but there's literally, I'm not even a inventory slot for anything. So I don't care what is on the ground or around at all. It could be golden nuggets. I think I would leave it behind. Now, there was a mountain. There was this annoying mountain that I'm managing to avoid coming back a little bit further to the east. And I'm also, if you're wondering why I'm collecting all the sticks, I am going to need a lot of pit kilns to make refractory bricks. And this is so that I can not have to go hunting for sticks once it's kiln time. Hey, Moles! Thank you for resub! What am I looking? Okay, there it goes. As far as I could tell, I was like in the middle of a tree canopy. It just kept going. Yeah, the stick stack is full too. I got no space. None. It is very cold out, so I hope to make it home soon. Because I'm going to get some hypothermia set in. Body temperature... Actually, body temperature right now is okay. It's 37.6 Celsius. You really start to get the shivers at like 33-ish. So I got some time. As long as I'm fast. This terrain is a lot more pleasant than than the, like, death pits that I ran over on the way out. One of the benefits of having full inventory is I don't really have to worry about picking up, like, random clods of dirt. So they don't fit anywhere. I can just blitz through the mountain and not have to dump all the dirt on the other side. The reason why I didn't ditch the torch is there is a very real possibility that I get stuck or I get too cold, and not having a fire source could kill me. Not saying that it's likely, but just saying it's non-zero chance. So in the winter, I usually hold a torch on me. And not in my hotbar, making sure that it doesn't get extinguished, because then it doesn't help much at all. I'll be going this way, maybe. Drifter rift is medium. Okay, that makes sense. Running into some drifters. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 1st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no backseating in the comments, so if you could respect that, that would be great. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, and also a link to Discord if you would like to join my online gaming community. A link to it can also be found in the description. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.